Hi everyone, this is Law and we have um, I'm not sure if it's a ladder match or not, but this 1v1 game on Twin Rivers between Robogear and Silent. I will quickly lower sound just a bit. So two players pretty much almost equally matched. Both Seraphim, of course, no first air. Robogear has more rating, but I haven't really noticed Robogear before, while Silent, for me, I know that's very experienced player. I used to play against him in a ladder as well. So let's look at the build orders. Second air for Robogear, second air for Silent. Robogear sends first engineer to the back and a little bit, just a tiny bit slower expansion here, I don't know. I usually not take this max, but that's fine I guess. Some manual reclaim. It's almost similar, but fast tank from Silent. This map is really hard to protect from raids. So 5, 6, 7, 8 pigeons before second air, and we don't see engineer assisting yet. Engineer assisting already for Robogear, and that's 8 pigeons for air as well. Oh, unfortunately this engineer is walking. I really hate it. You can see that the plan was for it to have enough range while still standing here. So we have a defense in place for Robogear for this engineer, but that doesn't actually mean that the engineer will survive. Sometimes tank can trade himself for killing an engineer, and Silent does defend his engineers as well, so it's we can say with relative ease that Silent is raiding at and also defending his own engineers, so he probably have less engineers right now. And Seraphim engineers actually have quite a low amount of health. Interesting battle here. This tank used 2 shots to actually kill Celine, so it was very behind and on health at the beginning, but he has his own Celine that deal a lot of damage to opponent. So this raid didn't pay off for Silent. He just traded tanks on enemy side, but right now what we can see is Robogear making a bomber from second air, and Silent's interceptor is not in position, and Scout was flying above Silent's base, and let's look. Silent manages to dodge. He has to abandon his build queue here. So we see that Robogear's raid attempt with a bomber didn't pay off, so that game turns out to be pretty even here. Silent is constructing some additional factories all over the place, I would say. One here, one in the back, one on the expansion is only queued right now. But pretty fast PDs queued. Oh, that's after mass extractor, so that's fine. This one is already being constructed here, so very fast PD there. Well, that's... I don't really agree with the decision. I mean, if someone gonna raid, probably gonna try to raid here and try to sneak by. So his engineer not getting orders here, but that's fine. He actually need power more than he need mass right now. We see Silent is getting this those two transport wrecks. He also much more need in power, so both players getting mass that they want. Robogear constructing a lot of power right now. Actually now, no, he doesn't. He only makes with 2 engines, that's fine. But he wasn't producing air for some time, and right now he's really behind on air. And what's bad at being behind on air that once you fight one against 2 interceptors, you just lose your interceptors, and your opponent will still have 2 interceptors. So if any more fights will happen, it will lead to even more advantage in air game for Silent. So we can see this patrolling interceptors, just 2 of them here, just killed another interceptor. So if Silent will actually notice this, he will be able to start to switch to bombers. However, we can see that Robogear produces really good early game spam with 33 tanks on a field against only 13 for Silent. Silent does have comparable amounts of factories, and he also built a lot of engineers to reclaim forest. Actually, the same amount of engineers for both players, and Robogear already starting to get Tech 2. Nexus, well, Silent is not falling behind too much, he's fine, and he also uses this adjacency, and transport he's chose to make a transport already. Robogear doesn't really care that he lost his air supremacy. He's trying to harass his opponent with bombers, and this engineer make an edge build here. So what goes through the Silent's mind here probably that he won air against his opponent, and he thinks that his opponent will not dare to make a transport to drop on his on this island. But Robogear already on his island without a transport, so actually that's probably not what's going through his mind. I think that was my mistake here. I guess he just wants to drop that island because he already kind of has this island. Actually, Silent seems to be stalling or something. He does have quite a lot of power already. Robogear's economy is a tiny bit more balanced, but we can see he's a Russian 42 pigeon, very good economic build to rush this pigeon. And just similar to interceptors. Similar to interceptors, when you have a lot of tanks and they fight enemy tanks in low numbers, they may kill enemy tanks easily, and you end up with still having a lot of tanks. So those raids, they weren't really going too much suicide. You can see the army is still here, and this kind of stuff can still happen. You can see enemies just die almost instantly and just make some damage on one tank. That's all they can do. So early T2 for Silent, and he uses his transport to drop chicken bots on enemy expansion. I mean his first chicken bot, so actually we saw that Robogear does have his T2 quite early here as well, and he already has T2 pigeon, so he rushed it really hard. So, oh, he doesn't have notify, so we didn't notice how he already started upgrading T2 on his ACU. So that's very power intense here, and you can see he's not wasting much power by having T2 Pigeon. So he's getting kind of an advantage against his opponent. Even the air numbers here, it's 8 interceptors against 6. So Robogear is slowly getting ahead, I would say. Engineers spread themselves out on this island. I thought there were like 4 engineers here in one place. They could drop a PD, but they spread them out, and this Ursula may actually start claiming this island. Walls going down for both players. Let's see. Not quite enough. So annoying raids coming here. We see heavy Ursula production for Robogear, but that's a turtle map. You see, you drop wall and opponent can no longer attack. He will have to attack through ACU. I mean, there is even a PD here still. Anyway, PD here as well. So even if Robogear manages to raid, it will not be so easy, and we can see that he's actually pulling a lot of economy into his combat units. 10 chicken bots producing from 4 factories with HQ, with some assists. Some are paused right now. I'm actually quite curious why. Maybe, I mean, just for the sake of it, maybe he just wants to finish his upgrade faster, or not really sure. Air is trying to deal with drop on expansion. Raid is not being noticed here, so kind of annoying. This is this tank just standing here outside the PD range and harassing engineers. And we see kind of sneaky TML being built by Robogear. And first thing that you do with your T2 and build a pigeon, build couple TMD. So what does Silent do? He has this second engineer. He means to make TMD with that one. I'm almost 100% certain. Does ACU assist TML? No, he doesn't. That's not a big deal. You can see TML has 80 build power, ACU only half of it. Oh, I mean, can't really call it micro, but you can see offensive airplay by Robogear, and actually that don't go very well. Self-microing interceptors. Probably self-microing, I can't really tell. Doing good job for Silent. So what's about economy here? So let's see Silent. He's with 7 T2 and 21 T1. Let's look at the Robogear. 6, so not so bad. And 22 T1. So they dead even, except Silent has just 1 T2 max more, but he's getting another one. He's pulling a lot of eco into them, so that's probably what helps him to catch up. And Robogear stopped ecoing for some time. No, here's one, but that's just one upgrading right now. Kind of stopped ecoing for just a little bit. Huge advantage in numbers for Robogear. It's 13 T2 bots against 30. So again, Robogear has great advantage, but I mean, here's PD, here is ACU, and overcharge is probably not built yet, but as soon as he makes it, nothing can go through. 3 missiles are loaded in, and there is only 1 TMD here. Oh, here is the storage actually. Wow, it actually looks kinda cool with those balls. never noticed how it actually looks. Does it? Oh, what's happening here? He's trying to tag it. Wow. I didn't actually know that we can kill T2 NGs like that. Some mass donation from Silent to Robogear. And this force here actually, I think size is equal, so that can be counted as mass donation as well. But they might focus down this TNT here, and they are. I mean, it's quite obvious that you actually making it happen here, so you can even launch missiles in advance. So I mean, this mass gift here is pretty significant. So we can see if he's actually going to snipe the HQ. It's actually going to Tech 3. So first target is a pigeon. What's happening in meanwhile? More eco from Robogear. That's what happened meanwhile. A little bit more from Silent. So he's targeted both pigeons of Silent. That's really... I mean, he should notice this and stop assisting this HQ. That's really looks pretty bad here. So 2 pigeons, 4 maxis, and I mean this sneaky position. Will it launch another one here or not? Looks like Silent distracted his opponent with chat well enough. Well, right now there is no overcharge, so this group of was pretty deadly for ACU. We have 2 TMDs here, we have 2 pigeons going down simultaneously, so he has to choose right now. He has to choose. I mean, he could just bring in T2 engineer to the max and try to rebuild it, but instead reclaim it. He's making 2 T2 pigeons at the same time, so that's quite bad. Just reclaim one and you will get power back from it. That's really bad actually. I think that's really bad. That's really bad. You could have your T2 pigeon much earlier. You can see stall is critical here. So he saw where these missiles trying to go from, but unfortunately there is this ACU and it's near water, and by this time of stall you can't produce any air. You can see walls can be killed. You should always remember that you can just kill walls and attempting to raid here, but it's mostly T1 extractors except this one. So even if he raids this, I mean, they cost 36 mass and each bot costs like 360. If he leaves the reclaim, that can be just pretty bad for him. But Robogear nonetheless denies some air here. Not air, some maxes, T1 maxes. These two will be denied soon. Third pigeon is going down. And more queued up. Tech 3 is gonna happen soon for Silent. Robogear may actually be ahead soon enough here. So we have some 8, I suppose 8 series drops. There are 2 tanks, there are queued up a lot of T1 PDs. Airfight goes in favor of Robogear. And what we have here, this tank need to go really fast because there is superior number of vehicles attacking, yet PT is good enough solution here. Silent here can defend with overcharge, maybe even without it, but with overcharge is of course easier. Bot's not really rushing in, can actually kill TND again. There are 4 missiles, and if he snipes HP that would be GG right now. But looks like he's just going around, don't want to mess with easy. Actually, only one of them got healed, so the way he heals them is not very efficient. Should have selected multiple groups, and TNT actually being focused down with engineers are going on in the way of shots. Now, what engineer is dead? TNT is dead. First tank is built, and it does have great DPS. I think it's almost best, or maybe actually best DPS for mass. I'm not sure about loyalists though. And missiles are flying in. Fortunately there are 4 pigeons. 1 pigeon goes down. The support factory goes down. Not greatest fucking choice. And another support factory, man. I don't think he really needs those support factories. He has to do engines, can just rebuild those support factories. I mean, scouts are there. Should have targeted pigeons. By the way, Silent managed to get both side islands, and he's making artillery there. So eventually it can be good harassment. Two tanks on the field for pretty much for both players. 2 tanks on the field, and Silent is not doing so bad on Eco. 10 to 2 maxes against 10 to 2 maxes. So all the offense that Robogear was doing didn't really work. T1 PDs were spammed defensively, power just got revealed, and they're even on tag. However, well, air advantage is obvious here. Strange orders. Don't know what happens here. I mean, we just set up a ferry. That's what I would do. More, I mean not more, but just second factory going up here, support factory, building up more pigeons. Robogear just tanking here. It would be nice to just walk away to the base and maybe start a resource location, because that's an eco-horror map. Resource location always nice. What would be nice as well for Silent is to take up or factory or just drop NGs and start making TMLs on both sides. I mean, he doesn't have huge economy yet, but it gets to the point where dropping couple TMLs is not so harmful. No, this drop though is pretty harmful. Or, well, I mean, it's painful to see. Those ATs do cost like tanks. So drops being denied there. Well, that's not surprise, because Robogear has his interceptors here while he saw drops, so that was pretty poor attempt by Silent. He wasn't really trying to hide his drops. T2 Raider in the base, so well, that's just shows how bad map control for Silent is. However, he just controls enough of maxes on his side, so that's not bad at all for him, but I mean, it still means that he just can't put cheap T1 Raider on the front. He has to make T2 Raider in his base. Not sure how he's still stalling. I think this pigeon died quite recently or something. I guess he's still stalling because I probably missed some pigeon kills. That would explain it for me. So Robogear is taking his expansion here and putting up some storages as well. So Robogear is catching up on Eco's side. Meanwhile, Silent continuing to messing up his Eco. He has tech 3 max. But amount of production is not big enough for Silent. But he is fine with spending all mass that he has, just spending it all on Eco again, so he can get more ahead. So that's dangerous. That's 3 versus 4 already. Well, 3 versus 3 now. But there are superior number of tanks for Robogear. ACU is here, so I mean he can zone out and not let tanks go into the main base, while his actual tank can defend other things. Not sure what those notas here actually killed this max. I don't think it was assisted. Yeah, he didn't. I mean, he didn't start to make actual Tech 3 upgrades there yet, but that's still big pain. ACU still here, and no res. Let's look at Robogear's power. Yeah, that's fine. That's totally fine power here. But I think it's really good to have res, or at least have res planned. At the point when you have like 4 T2 pigeons, you can just slowly start making res when one engineer assist. Maybe sometimes even pause that one engineer, but I mean after like few seconds here he will run out of mass or something, and it would be nice to actually start making a res. Silent, on the other hand, may not run out of mass as fast as Robogear. You can see how much reclaim was left on Silent side. So yeah, you can see how superior economy management of Robogear allowed him to produce more units. However, just the layout of the map giving advantage to the defender, Silent. So he defends and gets a lot of reclaim here. He really worked towards getting this reclaim and spamming up enough static anti-air on his side of the map, so Notas can no longer harass him. And actually, Notas killing his TNT here, and 2 more pigeons may go down soon. I really should have tried and killed his HQ. Yeah, TND is not fast enough. If that would be Cybron, it probably would work. And now we are looking at TMLing HQ here. Engineers not actually repairing HQ. 2 more missiles are coming here. So HQ is gonna get sniped. No shields are planted in front of HQ, so yeah. Tech 3 NG's out, so that's something. You can start transitioning to T4 since Tech 3 maxes are there. Wow. This is a little bit too much here. I mean, you should be careful while drawing such a big lines of anti-air. That's just a bit too much. Let's look the economy seems to be even with a slight edge in the hands of Silent. That engineer died. Well, and Silent seems not having... Wow, he really needs to grab this mess. He really needs more factories so he can grab this mass. No, where are those insane Tech 2 bombers? So much stuff got killed by them. And this one is upgrading. Let's see if this shield will go up. Yeah, it will up in time, but I mean, shielding your back maxes against air attacks, that's really weird. I mean, you should be able to just have anti-air everywhere else pretty much, and that should be fine for you. No Tech 3 maxes from Robogear, so economy is kind of even. So Silent is not able to do anything with his Tech 3 engineer, not even able to stop anything. So he has to rebuild his HQ, so not sure what will happen next. Economy is even. There is unit advantage for Robogear because he's not ecoing. However, ACU is still alive. T1 PD is not exceptionally bad against Seraphim Tech 3 tanks. They are very slow. You can see they're trying to attack through the whole map, and that takes ages there. This T2 air did a lot of damage. Is Silent stalling? He is. How does he do that? I guess when you have so much Tech 3, so many Tech 3 nexus, I guess you can actually stall. But honestly, I'm not sure why he's stalling. There are 2 shields, yes, but actually there are 4 shields. That might be partial reason why he's stalling. Oh, this nice anti-air coming down here was really helping Silent. Looks like walls is not really working here for Silent. I mean, walls around PDs, looks like siege tanks just ignores them. That's a little bit of inconsistency in Subcom. You don't know which units will ignore walls around PDs and which are not. And we have ACU here and pretty big assault. Around this ACU, and doesn't even have gun. That's honestly, that's really bad. Just having gun here would scare away at least one of those armies, and another one could be dealt by your own units. T2BDs of course would be really good here. So Robogear is trying to keep small economic advantage here. Really weird how he still keeps his ACU here. Really lonely ACU here. This tank can be really dangerous. Can just go under shield, kill pigeons, and Silent will be in the Stone Age again. But a little bit of miss-micro stopping just outside the shield, trying to kill pigeons here. And this army was wiggling around pretty long time. He could have tried attacking earlier with this group of tanks. this reclaim goes very slowly because of trees. Let's see if Silent actually stalling right now. He's not stalling. Obviously there is a lot of mass, he's trying to get it. He is losing ground slowly. There are a lot of Tech 3 tanks for Robogear. And I wonder if Silent knows where ACU is. The 3 power is made by Robogear. I mean, at this point, getting another nano repair wouldn't cost him anything at all. That's 1 minute minus 30 mass. Yeah, he's actually stalling, but still, I don't really care. That can really make your ACU much better. So T1 PDs have no chance against the 3 tanks. My god, 3 TMLs. They actually had enough splash to kill ACU underwater. I didn't notice TMLs in time. That was really lucky. You can see actually how deep it was. Here is actual, you can see the thing and black footprint of explosion on river, bottom of the river surface. That was pretty deep. I'm surprised it worked. You can see how dead Silent was actually here. It would be very hard to overcharge everything here, especially when they're actually trying to kill your power and you have so many shields running. So as he said, taste your own medicine. TMLs. But this was more like a cheese, not actual good play when you attack and trying to disrupt your opponent infrastructure by just killing anything and creating weakness in opponent's defense. I don't know. So well played by Robogear, except not returning ACU to the base. I mean, he was just standing here near water, was pretty much useless. And if game would continue, sorry, if game would continue past this point, resource allocation would be incredibly useful. Imagine if Silent would just wall off better and make T2PDs and Tech 3 artillery. It would he would actually manage to defend then, especially if he would go for T2 ACU with gun which doesn't cost so much at all. I mean, it's just gun and T2. At this point, when you have Tech 3 maxes and up to 5 T2 pigeons, it really costs nothing, but can kill a lot of Tech 3 units from your opponent. At least you can defend one flank with your ACU, while other flank you can make like triple walls, even more walls, make PDs of any kind and send your own units there. Of course you need to have some units to back up ACU, but you can have significantly less than your opponent and you can just overcharge his forces. So unfortunately this wall here never got built for Silent, as well as he actually just could make even more walls. It was good defense by Silent, but when we got to Tech 3, I mean, second time breaking TMD with T2 bombers was just too much. Too much for Silent. Killing HQ as well was that did hurt really hard. So I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See ya next time.